imposing figure motions for you to stop. Please turn back. Vaunt Arcano-Technic is dealing with a security problem inside this store. For your own safety, leave immediately. The entrance is blocked by a magic field, projected by a modified version of Vaunt's arcane system. The manager says that Vaunt's security detail has kidnapped the informant you were supposed to meet. They're probably inside the store. Open the door to the Sky Coach dock, Zolkis. They'll capture that fractious wizard any moment now. We'll be departing shortly. Fits the description of the informant you were sent to find. Small card by the door reads Huslov Noller, store manager. The door is securely locked. You'll need a key to get in. You unlock the door using the key to the manager's office. This isn't the jungle, Outlander. You can't just blunder around. The people who matter in this city won't tolerate riots in their shops or attacks on important citizens. I leave these barbarians to you, my dear. Give them a lesson in civilized behavior. The Sky Coach flies off, and the lone remaining Vaunt security officer springs to the attack. With the battle won, you search the Sky Coach dock and immediately spot the notebook you've been looking for. Surely it contains evidence that will incriminate Vaunt.
Evan Greybeard, your would-be informant, lives somewhere upstairs in this slum tenement tower. The door into Evan's apartment stands before you, wide open. This can't be good. 2 hobgoblin corpses lie at the feet of a stern gnome. The air smells of sulfur. And who in Khyber are you? The gnome demands in a pitiless tone. The creepy gnome investigator nonchalantly gives you a head start, then goes back to work on the crime scene. What is really going on here? The air suddenly grows warmer. A draft rises from somewhere below. You have a sense that you're being watched. More so than usual. Your recent encounters with an odd gnome inquisitive and undead spirits notwithstanding. This must be the place where Evan went for a drink. Perhaps the bartender has seen him. You turn to head outside, only to find a man standing in your path. He beckons you over. Strange, but what's a treasure chest like that doing in a place like this? You find yourself in a small corner of the vast sewers that snake beneath the city. If your suspicions are correct, the mysterious House Tarkanan has a hideout somewhere nearby. Look what the cat dragged in. The crouching half-orc barely seems to be paying attention to you. How's the weather topside? Huh? The secret door just popped open. You did it. Ashtatherash calls down the hallway. You should probably investigate. At first, Lady Thora gapes at you like a startled deer. Then she sighs with exasperation. If you want something done right, you've got to do it yourself. We had a deal, Talion, Thora calls out when she sees the lone inquisitor among the attackers. Nobody splits the dark lanterns, Thora. You're a loose end, Talion responds. And you're done playing house. That's all of them. At least for today. We need to keep moving, Thora says. If you want to talk to Evan, you need to do it now.
You arrive at the world-renowned Korona, a temple dedicated to the god of wealth, located in the pulsing heart of Sharn. The main temple has just closed its doors for the evening. You wonder why Kol Koran's high priest wants to meet with you after hours. The high priest gestures to the east.
Take the sky coach at the end of the northern courtyard. It will deliver you to your destination.
One of Sharn's most powerful men has turned against Lucian Vaughn. You feeling glow of an imposing man dressed in a noble's finery beckons you from the main courtyard. You arrive at your destination after a long flight through the forest of towers that comprises the middle Memphis district. To your surprise, Von Sedura Warehouse is a drab and remarkable structure. Slip inside. After a moment of stunned silence, the guards scramble into action.
Intruders! Activate the alarm spells! Lock down the entire tower!
Pulling the ornate lever triggers a suspicious rumbling in the hall behind you. Secret? A large group of guards the tower's low doors.
Defend the doors!
One shouts in command.
Don't let them pass!
Pushing open the doors, a wave of hot air. The heat reminds you more of your time down in the cogs than of the myths. As you open the first valve, the pipes in the room begin to rupture and steam hisses from the cracks. Another pipe breaks, and the machinery itself begins to shudder. Pulling the final lever causes the temperature in the room to flare up as the system breaks down. The flooring suddenly gives way beneath your feet. The final sea lion lets out a piteous cry as it dies. Clank of machinery grows louder as you move further down the passage. You've reached the center of the manufacturing. Sabotaging the equipment in here should disable the whole facility. The machinery loudly grinds and squeaks. Acrid smoke pours from the sabotaged equipment. Arcane lightning crackles through the grating as the device overcharges and melts. The last piece of equipment in the main manufactory sputters and stalls. Soon, the entire tower starts to fight. Rupturous heat and concussive force tear through the building as the main manufacturing collapses. The mill roars at you as you enter the room.
My wonderful equipment! How could you destroy it like that? You will pay for this travesty!
The massive construct emits a strange metallic grating sound, and several smaller constructs come hurling into the chamber. The construct finally grinds to a halt, too damaged to continue its assault.
Somewhere nearby is the Stormreach Beacon, Vaughnt's protection against vengeful Forge wraiths. The beacon will surely be under heavy guard, but that's never stopped you before. Tonight you'll steal the beacon back from under Vaughnt's nose, and if you do it right, no one will be able to stand in your way. It's a fine evening here in Sharn, says Lucien Vaughnt, his voice brimming with confidence. And tomorrow will be truly beautiful. Vaughnt will be talking on stage for a while. Now's your chance to steal back the Stormreach Beacon. Another announcement. On behalf of Vaughnt Arcanotech, it is my pleasure to announce a revised and perfected version of my class. Introducing the new Vaughnt Arcane Apprentice. It now comes in black. Better still, the Vaughnt Arcane Apprentice has new functionality and new spells. It's simple enough that a brute with absolutely no arcane training
Situation backstage. Damn this Dr. Kyber! Will you listen to me?
The troll lashes out in anger.
What's going on?
Lucien Vaughnt crumples with a cry of anguish on his lips. He died as he lived. Spectacularly. Cool. Unbelievable. The troll says, crestfallen. You've recovered the stolen beacon. Now, turn the Archangel Dorris. It will once again guard the city. It is protected for thousands of years.
The Underlane neighborhood should be in this area. With luck, you can find the rally before anyone gets hurt. The locals eye you curiously as you round the corner into the streets of Underlane. Several of the patrons in this makeshift tavern glare at you with suspicious looks. Sunlight pours through a crystal set into the base of a hanging tower, providing much-needed light to a small garden set into the street below. A group of ruffians is shaking down one of the local merchants. Their leader turns to them and says, "What are you looking at?" Another group of surly ruffians seems intent on blocking your path. You arrive at the rally to find the courtyard. One of the attackers yells, "We've been spotted! Don't let them out of here alive!" Another group of attackers pours into the courtyard. More reinforcements arrive, intent on capturing the warforged. For an instant, you think you've dealt with all of them. Then, an imposing orb enters the courtyard. He grunts. "You don't know who you're dealing with. You'll pay for interfering with us." The orc crumples. "You think you've won?" he mutters. "This is just one job. You can't stop all of them. There are powerful people behind this. They'll never..." But he never finishes the sentence. The club's butler regards you with a skeptical eye, clearly wondering what brought you here. This club is using Soul Split Warforged as servants, though your contact doesn't know where the club obtained them. He suggests that you search the administration building in the back of the club. Surely you'll find a written record there. You've learned that it was Chuffy Chuffton who knocked the club president into the garden fountain at the Magic Ball. This piece of club gossip can be used to your advantage. Chuffy opens the door. You can now make your way to the administration building through the garden. You've entered the administration building. Now, just search for the papers that show where the club obtained Soul Split Warforged using as servants. This must be where the club stores the Soul Split Warforged servants. Baxter notes your arrival with disdain. The administration building is reserved for club employees only. I'm afraid the disregard will no longer be tolerated. With that, the butler executes a crisp turn and attacks. The club purchased their servants from something called Fathom Endeavors. Armed with this knowledge, you can start tracing the Soul Split Warforged back to their source. "You've caused a great deal of damage to club property," says Baxter sadly. "I regret that you must pay the price." Baxter falls, a searching look in his eyes. You suspect that his last moments were spent wondering who would clean up the mess you've created. You're now free to search for evidence regarding the source of the Soul Split Warforged. David Shelby's apartment is up inside this tower. He claims to have information about Fathom endeavors for sale. You've arrived just outside of David Shelby's home. There's just one small hitch. Goons stand guard at the door, glaring in your direction. You hear grunts and snarls beyond the door thugs have been guarding. The thugs ransacked this apartment while leaving all the other homes left untouched. They must have been after something specific. This corpse matches the description of David Shelby, and yet there's no sign of how he died. Perhaps there's a clue inside his apartment that points to the information he promised you. You've learned that David had a safe house hidden in a water purification plant down by the Sharn docks. David Shelby lies lifeless on his bed, yet there's still a chance you can find the blackmail information he promised you. You need to catch a sky coach, head down to the docks, and find his safe house. A single sky coach is docked nearby. Its pilot cowers before a group of Gemma the Boulder drops in defeat. They said it'd be a simple break-in, she rasps. There wasn't supposed to be a body. The pilot agrees to bring you down to the docks. Just board the sky coach, and you'll be on your way. You disembark the sky coach at the water purification facility. A guard at the door lazily raises an arm to warn you off. You've convinced the guard to open the gate. Now to search for David Shelby's safe house. A giant crayfish stands near the open waterway. Oddly enough, it wears a metal helmet and holds a key in one of its pincers. As you approach, thoughts suddenly barge into your head. Huh, you don't look like an exterminator. Maybe you can help me. The telepathic crayfish asks you for help. It seems an Otyugh has taken up residence nearby, and it's determined to make the crayfish its next meal. A rank odor assaults you even before you open the gate. No doubt you found the Otyugh's lair. You've reduced the Otyugh to an oozing pile of flesh. The crayfish scuttles over to the locked door, and you feel a tug in your mind as he beckons you telepathically. You suddenly realize that the odd telepathic crayfish holds the soul of your supposedly dead informant, David Shelby. As a final request, David gives you the key to his safe house and asks you to let him inside. A well-stocked, comfortably furnished room lies behind the locked door. The crayfish crawls inside, clacking happily. You once again feel the telltale tug of telepathic influence. The information you sought flashes into your brain. Fathom Endeavors has a secret base beneath Sharn's harbor. This underwater base must be the source of all the Soul Splitters, and where Fathom is keeping the stolen souls of the Warforged. It sounds like an adventure beneath the waves is next on the agenda. The Deputy Harbor Master's secretary had a package for Dorris. With any luck, that secretary would be the last person to have seen her. A good place to start your search. A Warforged voice nearby calls out. Have you seen this Warforged? Have you? A member of the Sharn Watch gives you a weary nod. The area beyond this barricade is not safe, citizen. You've been warned. This strange Warforged was instructed to deliver an illegal Vaunt device to an old factory down in the cogs. Perhaps there is more to this mystery in the darkness beneath the city. It might be illuminating to follow the strange Warforged to find out more about their curious predicament. An unsavory character shouts and points at a nearby building.
Hit the store! No, you idiots! Don't set it on fire! First pillage, then burn!
The instigator
Surrounded by imbeciles!
Why would one keep an illegal Vaunt device despite the mandatory recall? There must be more to this story. Of the clues you've gathered, the one about the old factory down in the cogs is the most promising. The missing Warforged was acting strangely and was intent on going back there. Perhaps that's where you should look next. With the leads you have, it's time for you to continue your investigation down below in the cogs.
Ah, this is our turf meat. Turn around and run back up to the sunny side, lest you wanna pound it.
The contemptuous goblin appears to speak for the entire group.
Too late! Pound 'em!
The goblin and his flunkies close in on you. Something tells you this factory hasn't been used in a while. It's just a hunch. This letter mentions that something called Trigger can be used to reduce one's mental capacity, and the subjects of these experiments have all been veterans of the last war. Manufacture of new Warforged has been prohibited since the last war, so it's strange to find so many Warforged stored in one place in an inert state. You hear a distant grinding of gears and scraping of stone somewhere far below. Announcer howls.
Welcome to the money pit, where fighters ready for your amusement and profit. Make your bets now for the evening's final bout.
You might ask yourself, how is it possible that everyone on cogs ain't here yet? a rhetorical question, because you just did. According to the flight master, the Warforged pilot came to the Privilege's trainer, Herb Earwolf, a bugbear who lives nearby in a hovel upstairs. Perhaps it would be a good time to ask him some questions. The letter you found alludes to a reckless bugbear being involved in stacking boxes of inert Warforged. As you approach the door, you can just make out the sound of muffled conversation on the other side. Perhaps finding a better spot for eavesdropping will reveal more than simply barging in. You see a stoic Warforged matching the description of Dorris, standing among the bugbear's personal effects. She's as still as a statue. A deep voice rumbles as its imposing owner reveals himself. Isn't it obvious? She speaks like one newborn. Someone stole her soul.
All power corrupts, but absolute power sure tastes sweet, doesn't it?
You hear a voice in...
You can rotate every piece of this mechanism, including both sources and destinations. Well done. Now, the hard part. Look up. Both circles need to be lit at the same time.
Nurse Ratchet falls to the ground, and the haze of madness begins to fade.
Meridian, the home of an Eladrin tribe, was constructed from the ruins of an ancient giant temple. It dominates the entire Vale and has turned into an important hub of commerce. Meridia, the home of an Eladrin tribe, was constructed from the ruins of an ancient giant temple. It dominates the entire Vale and has turned into an important hub of commerce. the Eladrin is buried deep below you. Only those who are most trusted are allowed access. A distraught human beckons you closer. He is garbed in the Psylocke has placed an aura of protection on him. You feel a strange sensation wash over you. It must be the spell Psylocke cast. Eladrin attacks of your protests. The Eladrin have reached rules to suit their needs. The door to the west has no visible way to open it. Search for a way to reach it. Pulling the lever starts a chain reaction of grinding gears opening the door to the west. Invading devils clash with defending Eladrin. Do not allow them to reach Talarn before you do. Meridia, the home of an Eladrin tribe, is constructed from the ruins of an ancient giant temple. It dominates the entire Vale and is turned into an important hub of commerce. Nestled high above the white marble quarry, the den of obscurity sprawls deep into the ancient tunnels of the giants. A glowing scepter illuminates the dark cave. It is seated loosely in the pedestal. The oppressive darkness overwhelms the cavern. Someone or something deliberately burrowed through the earth, creating these tunnels. Another carefully carved tunnel leads to a separate A group of wind-lashed gnolls has settled this area. The oddly familiar pedestal in the center of the room is covered by a magical barrier. It is surrounded by a set of curious-looking tiles. Meridia, the home of an Eladrin tribe, was constructed from the ruins of an ancient giant temple. It dominates the entire Vale and has turned into an important hub of commerce. stronghold of the Eladrin is buried deep below you. Only those who are most trusted are allowed access. A distraught human beckons you closer. Psylocke has placed an aura of protection on you. You feel a strange sensation wash over you. It must be the spell Psylocke cast. The door to the west has no visible way to open it. Search for a way to breach it. Pulling the lever starts a chain reaction of grinding gears opening the door to the west. Invading devils clash with defending Eladrin. Do not allow them to reach Tolarn before you do. Another skirmish between the devils and the adjacent tunnel. The sound of claws scraping earth is heard to the northwest as the devils continue on their path to the The bridge to the west is raised. Find a way to drop it and continue your creaking of gears reverberates through the stronghold. The bridge is lowered. Sounds of battle emanate from the room ahead. Then all is silent, leaving you to wonder. Instead, the Eladrin tasked with guarding the magical barrier imprisoning Tolarn has been dropped. Free him immediately. Tolarn transforms and attacks. Chattering echoes through the chamber. surrounding you dissipates.
Your accomplishments, you have transcended the title of hero. There are a talented few who could teach you about what fate lies in store.
Which way you point me, soldier? I bite. I've done my part. Get out there and finish the job, soldier. I've done my part. Get out there and finish the job, soldier.